just how good can Brandin Cooks be this year? He might be better than we think. What's good, people? It's your boy, Mr. Rome, Cowboys Fan Talk, right back like I never left. What's up with y'all, man? How y'all feeling? I know. It ain't nothing going on. It's quiet on the Dallas home front. And it's one of those things where, you know what I'm saying, you got to kind of get creative when you're coming up with content. But it ain't really that hard because we got so many question marks on this team. It's stuff to talk about every day. Today, I want to talk about Brandin Cooks, man. Because literally, when I'm looking at this team, I'm starting to try to do a breakdown of, where will we be weakest at this season? Because look, we pretty much got all our troops. We might add a couple veterans, maybe. And that's going to be it. And that's just who we going to roll into this year with. So we can kick, screen, complain, all that extra stuff I've been doing all off season. It ain't going to change nothing. It ain't going to change a thing. So we might as well start assessing what we got and start preparing to go to war with the soldiers that we have. Enter wide receiver number 2. Because we know CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver number 1, he putting in work. It's training videos all over social media. Don't think because he's not with the team that he's not putting in work, that he's not going to be ready to come back and get another All-Pro this year, because he will. But when you start to assess the Cowboys' weapons, top to bottom, you know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson. I feel like Jake Ferguson has solidified himself as the second option. I feel like this year Jake Ferguson is going to top 1,000 yards, get close to 10 touchdowns, and he's going to be phenomenal. Then you start asking yourself, okay, so who's wide receiver number 2? Well, I don't think it's Jalen Tolbert, because I literally have been talking about, and I probably should do a video on Jalen Tolbert. Y'all let me know if I should talk about Jalen Tolbert in the video. Because I'm saying, should he be wide receiver number 3? Because Jalen Brooks might take his spot. Ryan Flournoy. I feel like that number 3 spot is open. But number 2 is pretty much solidified. We didn't draft no high graded wide receiver. Although Hunter Renfrow, Michael Thomas, there's veterans out there. I don't think we're going to bring in no veteran. I don't think. So if we're not doing that, that means that Brandin Cooks, that's solidified spot. Now, Brandin Cooks been grinding this offseason. Brandin, you know what? Let me just show you what Brandin Cooks been doing, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, build off last year, continue to grow, continue to build. Just had that confidence to just, talk about things maybe I wasn't, confident to talk about being my first year here, but I'm excited because there's so much more room to grow and get better, as a team, as that connection between Dak and I, et cetera.
What's an example of that, year 2, something that you might feel be comfortable with that you maybe weren't year 1?
We leave that between the locker room. We'll talk about that another time.
So you hear the man himself. You hear the man, you see him grinding, you hear him talking about, listen, man, we're going to be better this offseason just because it's another year in the system. Continuity with Dak Prescott. He 100% feel like he's going to be better. Now, his stats from last year, it's simple. His stats from last year, I think 657 yards, 54 receptions, and 8 touchdowns. That's the thing that stands out to me. It wasn't quantity. It wasn't a lot of yardage. But when he got in there, he was effective. Brandin Cooks scored on some late touchdowns, which means that in the clutch moments, Dak trusted him. In the Miami game, although we lost it, Brandin Cooks, very clutch. Very, very clutch. You know what I'm saying? It started to show that, okay, Dak trusts this man. And sometimes it takes more than a year to get real good continuity. I feel like Dak and him are on the same page. Now, I know Dak likes different types of receivers from time to time, but I feel like him and Brandin Cooks really built a good rapport. And the biggest thing that stands out about Brandin Cooks is what I just showed you. That man is going to work. He's going to grind. And having a veteran like that in the room is important. We have a lot of young receivers on this team. And the Cowboys don't seem to be wanting to invest in the, high-priced free agents. They don't even want to play CeeDee Lamb. But it's another story for another day. we got to work with what we got. So work ethic, how to do it, what to do is important. And since CeeDee Lamb right now, because of his contractual situation, he ain't there to show the young dudes how to work because he got to take care of his own. And I can't even fault CeeDee Lamb for that because he's still young. He's 25, 24, 25. Enter Brandin Cooks. So when Jalen Brooks is trying to figure out what to do, how to do it. When Ryan Flournoy is trying what to do, how to do it. When Jalen Tolbert's what to do, how to do it. Even Kevontae Turpin, he's not that young, but trying to get his receiver stuff under his belt. What to do, how to do it, how to eat, how to prepare, help with routes, help with just breakdown of offensive scheme. This man is the one because he's so locked in because of his veteran state in the league that he can really help out those young players. So he's a big benefit to the team. And I feel like Brandin Cooks is going to have a pretty great year. 8 touchdowns bare minimum. He 100% is going to repeat that. I can see about 800 yards. I'm not going to go to a G because I feel like the 2,000-yard receivers, I feel like it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, of course, and Jake Ferguson. I had a brain fart. But those two will be our 1,000-yard receivers. I feel like Cooks will be close, around 800, and then we'll start to trickle down from there. I don't think it's going to be 3,000-yard receivers, but I can see 2. And I know Ferguson's not a receiver, but I can see him getting around 1,000, like maybe 1,100. I can see CeeDee Lamb going for another 1,700, 1,600, because that's how he get down. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll trickle from there. I can see Brandin Cooks with about 8, and then a couple other receivers with 150, 200 yards, stuff like that. And that'll be, Dak's 45 to 100 to a 5,000, because that's how he get down. But my point in making this video is this. There's certain things going on in this offseason. We got Cowboys rumors about who we might add to the team because we haven't done what you think we should have done in this offseason. And I can agree with that. It's been a weird offseason. I've been complaining, kicking and screaming, throwing temper tantrums, and the front office hasn't cared. But still, our reality is we haven't done things that look like we're trying to win the division, let alone win a championship. So, if we got to deal with what we got, we need to start breaking down every position, whether it's position group, player, and start put them in their proper place so we know what we got going into the season. That's what I'm trying to help y'all out with. And we'll start with Brandin Cooks. And we'll start to work our way around the bend with different players and just what they might bring to the table this year. Because, listen, we got a whole stretch coming up where it's going to be, we got OTAs. And after OTAs, it's going to be like a 45-day period of what's going on with the team. You know what I'm saying? And it's our job to not just fill that space, but to really understand and psychoanalyze our team so that we can be better going into the season. You know what I'm saying? Better doesn't always mean just go spend mad money, add all the talent, because it always don't mesh. Ask that team that's in our division. You do want to spend some money, though, Jones family. Some money. But that's neither here nor there. I want to talk about Brandin Cooks right quick and just say that I think that he's going to bring a lot of veteran leadership to the room, even more so because of where we stand. I feel like he's going to have a better year because him and Dak Prescott are on a better rapport. So I think he's going to go up about 200 yards, and I think that he's going to probably have maybe like 9 touchdowns. But at pivotal moments, because he came through in the clutch last year and showed us that's what he's going to bring to the table. But I got to ask y'all some questions. And please, like, if you made it this far in the video, you know what I'm saying, just please let me know in the comments how you feel about Brandin Cooks. Do you think he can still fly? Still averaging 12.2 yards a catch? Let me see. Yards per reception. Yeah, 12.2 yards. 8 touchdowns. And he really brought to the table last year. Just not, I wouldn't say necessarily a seam stretcher, but someone you got to pay attention to. Just because of his savviness as being a veteran. You think that he's lost speed and he hasn't. He hasn't lost any foot speed or nothing like that. Brandin Cooks, I think, now I'm not out here to say he's better than Devontae Smith or nothing like that. Like, I'm being dead serious. But do I think he can bring something to our team with CeeDee Lamb being on the side? I do. I feel like the emergence of Jake Ferguson is going to help Brandin Cooks. That's our secret weapon. Jake Ferguson. Maybe that'll be the next video. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to talk about Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson's emergence is going to help Brandin Cooks. And I feel like our continuity is our secret weapon this year. But it's your boy, Mr. Rome. Like I said, let me know in the comments how you feel about Brandin Cooks in his second year in the Dallas offense. And do you think that he's going to take a small leap that can help us be better? I'll holla.